everyone, Namaste. We are back with another episode of Decoding Emotions, and this time we will talk about anxiety यानी कि चिंता. Last time हमने fear के बारे में बात करी थी, डर के बारे में. इस बार हम चिंता के बारे में बात करेंगे. How is anxiety affecting us in our daily life? क्या ये चिंता जो हम रोज रोज करते हैं ये anxiety है या फिर वो normal stress है? Youngsters, आपने सुना होगा youngsters बोलते हैं, प्लीज अभी मेरे से बात मत करो, आई एम गेटिंग एंग्शियस, प्लीज डोंट टॉक टू मी, आई एम टू स्ट्रेस्ड, प्लीज डोंट टॉक, अभी मैं आई एम हैविंग टू मच एंग्जाइटी. क्या ये एंग्जाइटी एक्चुअली एंग्जाइटी है और इज इट जस्ट हमारी नॉर्मल डे टू डे चिंता है और हम उसको बढ़ाकर बोल रहे हैं? लेट्स हियर फ्रॉम आवर एक्सपर्ट करिश्मा उदित छत्रपति what exactly anxiety is and how we can decode anxiety and how we can deal with anxiety and what is the difference between anxiety and daily stress. Daily stress तो हमारा दिन प्रतिदिन की एक चर्या है, उसमें हम रहते ही हैं. But how is anxiety different from stress? Let's ask our expert Karishma Udit Chhatrapati. Over to you.
Hi Gunjan.
Hi.
How are you?
I am good. How are you? It's good to see you back with another episode.
Thank you so much. So to tell you the truth, I'm a little stressed and yet a little anxious on what we need to explore today. And you'll wonder how come both, which we will explore during the course of this episode.
हम दोनों भी हो सकते हैं एक टाइम पे, चिंतित भी हो सकते हैं और एंग्शियस भी हो सकते हैं.
Absolutely. See, stress क्या होता है? Stress is something that is like एक friction होती है, एक fuel होती है कि एक हमें कुछ करना है and we need to start off with a little bit of stress. You know, जैसे कि when you do yoga and आपको stretch करना है, तो वो जगह जहाँ होती है ना उसको stress बोलते हैं. That little bit of stress is in that place. And उसको how do you overcome it? Is by giving it a little bit of movement. But that movement then loosens up the muscle. तो stress एक fuel होती है जो रोज की होती है कि चलो I need to give my best and so I'm a little stressed. अभी anxiety क्या होती है? If stress is I need to give my best, it's more in the present to take you into the future. But anxiety ऐसी चीज होती है कि यार मुझे बहुत एंजाइटी हो रही है, मुझे कुछ करना ही नहीं है. And you're allowing those thoughts of anticipation to stop you from being in the momentum. एक होती है कि for instance आपने कहा था कि बच्चों आजकल बहुत बोलते हैं कि please don't disturb me, I'm very anxious. एग्जामिनेशन की स्ट्रेस है कि एग्जामिनेशन की एंजाइटी है? एग्जामिनेशन का स्ट्रेस will make you want to study, be in the momentum. But exam की anxiety, I'm so anxious कि मुझे कुछ करना ही नहीं है, बैठकर मुझे वीडियो गेम्स खेलनी है. I want to block my mind and my body from taking any action to perform better. This is the difference between stress and anxiety, and you can feel both.
Thank you so much. I didn't know it. I thought that anxiety is something which really comes into something. I mean, सामने वाले को पता चल जाएगा कि मैं anxious हो रही हूँ from my body language. So I was always of the impression कि anxiety शायद physically भी दिखती है. But I never knew that it is of this kind, that it is the differences between present and the future. Nice. Thank you so much for enlightening us on this. And अब आप कुछ बताइए that आपके experience में what are the some of the misconceptions which we all have about anxiety and how do you want to address them? I mean, yeah, is it good? Like for example, would you like to give any experience कि कैसे आपने देखा होगा कभी कि लोग easily anxiety word use कर लेते हैं कि I am getting anxious. And ये हमारे culture में इतना ज़्यादा imbibe recently होने लगा है. Youngsters में, even moms में. Why? Is there any particular reason? Is the reason is our lifestyle? Is the reason is our work culture? What is the exact reason that we have started using this word so frequently and listening to it so frequently in our day-to-day life?
Thank you. Such a beautiful question. And this allows me to go deeper into explaining what anxiety is. Today, because of, the social media and everyone being an expert of anxiety, it's like a free word to throw around. Anxiety is not just another word in our dictionary. Anxiety is a state of the mind and a state of the body. जहाँ आपको you have unrealistic expectations and fears regarding the future. And these fears does not allow you to perform in the present. And what happens with actual anxiety is that it may begin as something very light, something where you say, okay, aaj nahi, kal kar lete hain. Procrastination is a part of the anxiety cycle. Jहाँ you're postponing things to a point where you got no control over that postponement of things and you're stuck in the moment. And then the stress of performance becomes so much that it starts weighing down on your body. So stress becomes a response to anxiety over a period of time. Stress as fuel to give an exam and write an exam tomorrow is different from the stress caused due to anxiety, because the gap between the need to act and the future is so big that you're not ready to go there. You just want to be in the moment. But yet, that is so against the nature of the human body. The human body is a machinery to be moved, to be used. But if you're going to keep it stagnated, then the stress is even more, because वो भी एक energy है. See, all of emotions are energy. The more you pile up, the energy is not utilized, then it takes the form of some disturbance. Anxiety is a very heavy energy. It comes with too many thoughts. It comes with a game of its own. It's bullying you. And it's bullying you to believe that you're incapable of getting up and achieving what you wish to achieve. So the best thing to do is to get up and get going. Over a period of time, if you don't handle it when you start seeing the signs of procrastination, withdrawing from daily activities, not wanting to do what you need to do, then start seeking help when it goes out of control. When you feel that you're depressed, you're hurt, you can't move, the emotions and the thoughts are weighing you down, seek help. Because in that help that you seek, the expert, the therapist, the coach will help you to move that energy, release that energy, and replace it with happy stress hormones, which means happy on the go hormones.
Right. We completely understand what you explained, that how important it is to understand your own emotions first. And when you talk about that, we start blaming ourselves or we start withdrawing ourselves from certain situations. What do you think that how self-compassion play a role in anxiety management, or how can individuals cultivate a more of compassionate mindset towards themselves so that they feel so their emotions don't weigh them down too much?
Wow, that's so beautiful, because one of the best ways to deal with anxiety is to be compassionate towards yourself. See, most anxieties are a result of expectations. Now, mostly we believe that it's expectations of others. But when you go and you scratch the surface and you become more self-aware, you realize it's not so much expectations of others. Their expectations have played a role. But more than anything, then you have programmed yourself to expect from yourself. I'll give you my own example. I have lived with social anxiety for almost all my life. The And for most of the time, I would like journal and meditate and tell myself it's okay to go into a social situation. And I used to wonder, if I have to go and give a talk in front of 100 people, I'm okay. But if I have to attend a party amongst known people, I go into anxiety. I don't want to go for that party, and I start becoming a cranky baby at home. Not a very happening thing to happen in my home, to see me in that state. So I said, let me work through it. So when I worked through it, I went back to the day that probably it began. And it began when I was in the 7th standard or 8th standard. And I was to read the news in front of the entire school. And I get up onto stage and I'm like, good morning, everyone. My name is Karishma Bajaj and I'm from 8C. Now, what I meant to say is 8C, the division. And I said 8G. What happened? When I looked at everyone in front of me, I saw smirking, I saw laughter. And after that, I was teased. My own best friend yelled at me for goofing up, in inverted commas, for messing up. There was no compassion at that point. Because I did not get any compassion at that point, I started being harsh with myself and putting unwarranted expectations on myself for perfection in performance. So every time I am supposed to be in a surrounding or in a social scenario amongst familiar people, I go into anxiety because I am processing their expectations in my head, which are my own expectations of perfection that I put into myself at that point. When that realization dawned, suddenly social anxiety wasn't a matter anymore. And every time I would have to come into a social, engagement, I would be less and less anxious because I would go back to that part of me and speak to her, engage with her, and tell her it's okay. You made a mistake then, but it's okay. Who doesn't make mistakes? Come on, let's have a great time and put our best foot forward. So that's self-talk. From, oh, what will people think? I have to do this, I have to do that. It was, let's just go and have fun. And she started enjoying this. And that part of me integrated into dealing with social anxiety that becomes less and less in intensity with each social engagement that I have to attend to. So it's awareness. कि वो trigger कहाँ से आई? वो expectations कहाँ से आई? Expectations is fictitious. वो एक सच्ची कहानी नहीं है. शुरू होती है सच्ची कहानी में जहाँ पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं I expect this from you. And then we start telling ourselves our parents expect this, so we should expect this from ourselves. फिर बाद में कहाँ the line between reality of expectations and figment of our own imagination of expectations grows into anxiety.
What are emotions? Are they responses or reactions to feelings, thoughts? Are they stored within our body or do they come from outer space? Are they responses to our feelings or our thoughts? What are emotions? Join me, Karishma Chhatrapati, an emotional wellness expert, inspirational speaker, and author, as I take you through a journey decoding emotions so that you thrive in emotional wellness and use emotional intelligence to live your best life ever.